Ina and Kevin, your experience is a bit different because you launched your startup a while after leaving university. But I'm sure, in a way, the university and the network and what you learned, or actually maybe who you met, has been very helpful. Um, can you share about what type of resources you leverage, and maybe actually, since we also want to be critical in a way, what resources you wish were there, and you will suggest maybe universities in general to think more about them. Maybe Ina, if you can start, and then followed by Kevin.
Yeah, sure. I mean, one of the biggest resources I have is meeting my co-founder. Yes. And then people is definitely something very, very important for my team at HKU. So HKU kind of put like-minded people together, and then apart from my co-founder, one of our advisor who actually guide us through the technical part, like developing the algorithms and then how to handle the data, is also from HKU. And actually, two of our like developers, they are also from HKU as well. So it's basically, HKU basically put me in touch with all the, like close network that I need. But as a company, like I would, meet way more talents than, just reaching out through my personal network. So through iDendron, like I also, are able to meet with a lot other like-minded entrepreneurs and people and exchange resources, exchange information and idea. And I find it insanely useful. Like, and also, sometimes it's also mental support, information support, a lot of things. Um, so I think if, to be critical, like, or like to improve, like there would be one thing that really good to have is actually I would say two things. Like one thing is alumni network, so connecting with more alumni or community, or like, inviting back the ex-entrepreneurs that, who are also HKU alumni. So they would be very helpful in terms of, giving us just advice, guidance, and mentoring to actually like help us avoid some, or like help us learn the lessons that they've learned and kind of accelerate the process. And another thing that I also learned throughout my VC career is from the other university is that like a co-op program is really, really useful. So I think a lot of companies are facing the problem of, how do we find talents? Like how do we find better talents? And one thing about startup, like we have to compete resources with low cash compared to big companies. So how do we actually get those talents, and how students mindset, even if they're not entrepreneur, but just working at a startup, like they would need to be entrepreneurial enough to map out the steps, like there is an HR department on the first day, there is a product department in the first day, there is a marketing department in the first day. So how do they actually work out the whole process together with the founders itself as a founding member or founding team? So I find these talents like it's incredibly important for startup. And one way to solve it is, like encouraging students to work with startups as early as possible, also learn their lesson, and then have more working experience. And um, I know most of their concern is, kind of two things. One is, salary, and then another thing is about like credit, like how do they cope with their work and also homework. So yeah, these two to be critical, like I think these would be most important for us going forward.
Definitely, iDendron, we joined this incubations for a while, but I would, it's quite embarrassing to say that it's been so many years. I haven't come back to HKU since my graduation, and iDendron is the opportunity for me to come back and see it's so different all around. The nose building is still the same. Well. We did get a lot of support from iDendron. I'd say, although we had a domain knowledge, we had the technical skills from our partner, but doing this startup thing, it's totally a whole new career for me, myself, and my partners. It's a totally different thing from doing the bank stuff. Also, although it's still the financial service, but it's really different. So there's a lot that we have to learn from the other founders. And when we look at the progress of the other founders, It's also the motivation for ourselves to move faster and faster. You don't want to be the one lag behind. So you got to move faster and faster. You compare yourself with the others. There's always competition. Even we're not in the same industry, but it's kind of you want to do as good as the others. So this is kind of motivation that we get here. And PR support, they have mentorship support. These are very useful as well. And I believe it's the brand name that we might take a little bit from HKU, Identron, because we are a very young company, like less than a year. When we kind of do business with the other companies or individuals, it's quite difficult for us to get the credibility, the recognitions. So it's kind of acknowledgement when we get into the program. So it's something that we take use of.